My father moved to Gainesville in the early 60s. The town was so small that the newspaper did not publish on Saturdays. It was a 6-day-a-week newspaper. It's gone, but there used to be a little burger place on about 5th Avenue and 13th Street. I worked a bunch there when I was a student. There's a Gulf gas station on 16th Avenue and 6th Street, and I pumped gas there more summers than I care. That was back when you actually had somebody pump gas for you. And then I also worked for 5 years at the student infirmary, the graveyard shift. You know, from 11 o'clock at night to 7 a.m. in the morning. I worked for 3 nights a week. But I generally wake up pretty early because I also had the classic paper route as a kid. And I am an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur for a very simple reason. I can't hold a job. I kid you not. I cannot sit still for 8 hours. And my very first real estate, that's ground zero, okay? Bought it in December of 1972. I lived upstairs, rented out the downstairs, put $1,000 down, and I could live virtually rent-free upstairs. And believe me, I showed it 1,000,000 times. That was the start, way back almost 38 years ago. And I got my bachelor's in finance. My father was a professor of civil engineering here at the University of Florida. He taught me as a civil engineer to fix things, take them apart. He was a very hands-on, practical guy. And so I was quite the handyman. And I went out and I got my finance degree, and this was sort of like you did, you know, the standard American dream. And I got a job with a fine corporation, 6 months in Atlanta, 6 months in New York. And I couldn't stand it. I mean, I was on the fast track. I was in this, you know, advanced management program, etc. You're the fair-haired, golden-haired kid. You're going to rise quickly through, and I couldn't take it. They wanted me to come to work every day and sit at a desk all day long, and I had to be out and about. So, like a lot of people who can't figure out what they want to do, I came back to school and got my master's in business administration. My dad also taught me to be very thrifty, waste not, want not. And so I'd saved, even though I'd only worked for a year, I'd saved a bunch of money. You know, I took the subway into work, that type of thing. I didn't take the bus, it was more expensive. And I had enough money, and I came back and I bought a couple duplexes with what I'd saved up. And that was really sort of the next move of college. Became the Collier Companies. And my basic business model that I didn't know to call it back then was walking distance to campus, concrete block. I knew what mice could do, I knew what Woodrock could do. So, and believe me, I could talk a patter. And I'd go up to the for sale by owners, the Fisbees, and I'd say, hi. You want to sell your house, you know, and I want to buy your house. Most people, nice thing with most people with real estate don't necessarily need money because, you know, they have enough money to have real estate anyway, and they don't. A lot of these are already being rented out, and they're tired of the hassle of management, etc. And I come in there and say, hey, you know, I don't got any money, but I got a lot of energy, and sell me your property and finance it yourself because you're just going to have to take the money, pay taxes on it, and invest it somewhere else. So why not invest it in what you own, invest it in me, invest it in your property. And I did all the classic nothing down deals that ever done. And I would do about 3 or 4 of these, do one every 3 or 4 months, do 3 or 4 a year. And over about 8 years, it got up to 24 houses. And at that point in time, as my dad would say, that dog don't hunt no more. It got to be too unwieldy, 25 lawns. Each house was different. It had to be shown individually. You had to make appointments to meet people there. I just realized this could not roll out. And then serendipitously, I realized I had to go into multifamily. And there's the area College Park north of campus, and that is the true genesis of the Collier Company, because that is an area where, you know, quadruplexes, 8s, 12s, particularly most of these people were local. I go up and knock on their door. I had a mailing list. I went down to public records. I sent out a newsletter, you know, and everybody knew me. When they got time to go, it's call that Collier kid. You know, he'll buy anything. Originally, up to about, you know, first 100 units, I had an old beat up Chevy Camaro back then. And I mean, the trunk was my tool shop. If I could take care of a service call in 10 or 15 minutes rather than call somebody, I did. I mean, I had doorknobs in there, I had cover plates, I had electrical outlets, I changed more P-traps and think about. I can, you know, change out thermocouples and hot water heaters, you know, and so I had like this tool belt, I strap it on and fix stuff. But we got up about to 100 units, 200 units, and I was able to start hiring service people. I was able to start hiring leasing agents, et cetera, et cetera. And you can see, the first house was way back here in December of 1972, and about 13 years later, we get up to about 212 units in 1985 and 1990. It got up to 338 units. I mean, we have communities that are bigger than that these days, okay? So, it took me 18 years to get to 338 units, and, Oxford Manor's 336, Enclave's 412, Seminole Grand up in Tallahassee is 483, but it took 18 years. In College Park, was able to basically make sort of a virtual apartment community, and even though these are all separate developments, we ran them as one. And then with the financial strength and the experience, Spanish Trace, 104 units on Southwest 34th Street by Wind Meadows Boulevard by the Butler Shopping Center was my first major out of Gainesville, out of College Park acquisition. The little 36 units of Villager West and Bel Air. And when I first got Spanish Trace, I realized, wow, I got 40 units all alike, one bedrooms and 42 bedrooms and with one community. Wow, this is easy compared to College Park. And then our next acquisition was College Manor, and then it just sort of took off.